Good morning, good morning, good morning, business owners. Leon Street back again, Sunday morning, and we got another great topic for you. And today I'm talking about, as you're all waiting with bated breath, how to overcome loneliness in business. So this one it's a big topic for a lot of business owners because I guess there's many different ways that business owners feel about this. Some are open and admit to it, others don't admit to it, even though it's going on. And for me, I just want to tackle a few things that I think if you get a hold on this, and for you, it's something that you can understand more, especially from your own perspective on what this means for you and how you can deal with loneliness. I think this will serve you in the way that you can take not only your business to the next level, but your life to the next level. And I guess a lot of people, struggle with this. And so I'm going to share some insights. And so before we get into the content, as always, just going to jump through a few of the usual things that I need to mention. Guys, if this is the first time you're watching, remember to jump on and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just go to www.leonstreet.com/YouTube and you'll be redirected to the YouTube channel where you can subscribe. So please check out the channel. Lots of great content on there, and you'll be able to capture all of the previous stuff that I've recorded, as well as the upcoming new lives that I put out on the channel and new videos. So finally, if you do want help and you're in a position where you want to take your business to the next level, recently I put out a new offer. I'm looking for 6 business owners who want to take their income to $15,000 a month. If that's you, simply reach out to me by going to the link that you see on the screen, which is www.leonstreet.com/apply. Go there, fill in the application. We'll book in a 30-minute time slot for us to talk about growing your business to $15,000 a month. If you want in, this is only for serious business owners. So go check it out and let's have a chat. Anyway, today's topic, let's get into this. How to overcome loneliness in business. And if you're watching this video, whether you're watching live or you're watching back on the replay, I'd love for you to share this video because I think this one's an important video. There's quite a lot of important content that I put out, but this one in particular, I guess because it comes from a place of psychology, deep-rooted fears, and different things that can happen to you. For me, this is an important topic. And so, if you enjoy the content, share this video. And if you do have any questions, guys, please drop your questions below this video. I'd love to know what kind of strategies, tips, or tactics you use to overcome loneliness as a business owner. And I think the time of, the pandemic lockdowns and different things, there's a lot of loneliness because we don't interact in the same way. We interact, obviously, a lot online. People are doing Zoom calls, video chats, all those types of things, but it's different to actually being in person. And even when, before the pandemic over a year ago, even when I guess things were normal, we've got a new norm now. And this new normal, I guess it kind of separates us in many respects, physically at least. And for me, this is a big topic that, if you can overcome, it really will accelerate your life for the right reasons. So I want to start with this quote. The most terrible poverty is loneliness and the feeling of being unloved. And the more you look into loneliness, that's what it is. It's a feeling of being unloved. And when you look at, I'm not connected, or I don't feel connected to people, or people don't understand me, the people around me don't get me, that's really what it's about. It's about love. And for me, when it comes to being a business owner, you can put your Superman or Superwoman hat on and wear the S on your chest. But the reality is that unless we're honest and open with what's going on in business, sometimes and I say sometimes, but quite often we can feel lonely, can feel stuck in our business and not even realize it's going on because we busy ourselves with the hustle mentality. We busy ourselves with the grind mentality. And you go through all of these different things, kind of looking at life from the lens of I'm going to be Superwoman or Superman, and actually you don't give yourself the chance to admit to what's going on. And if you speak to some of the most successful entrepreneurs and even the people perhaps that around you who are doing really well in business, and you'll find that their mindset and their approach to life is the thing that helps them to win. And usually with these people, these are the people who don't necessarily feel alone in the way that I guess a lot of smaller business owners do, because when you're in business and things aren't going as well as you want, especially financially, and then I guess with relationships and people around you, not only do you feel lonely, but also the financial impact of not being as successful as you want to be also kind of makes you feel inadequate. And I'm speaking from experience here, guys. And so inadequate in the sense of you haven't quite achieved what you really wanted, or you haven't quite come close to the potential. Good morning, Magdalena. Thanks for jumping up. And so for me, when you compound loneliness with disappointment within yourself, let's say, for not quite achieving or being where you want to be, or feeling like you're stuck and never really getting past a certain level in business, these things really compound, and it kind of brings home this kind of impact of loneliness. And so for me, I wanted to start with a quote that kind of emphasized that actually what is loneliness, and it is about love, and whether you can love yourself in the moment, appreciate yourself in the moment, respect yourself in that moment, and actually know that it doesn't matter if you're alone per se. But I've got some steps for you, as always, guys. I want to give you solutions. I want to give you help. So I'll come up with, I think I've got about 5 steps to share with you about what you can do. Now, I'm going to share some stories as well, just a couple of small stories that if you can take these things on board, I'm guessing you'll benefit from them, because these are some of the things that I use, some of the ways that I look at loneliness in business. Because let's face it, as an entrepreneur, running a business is a lonely place. Because look, let's look at it like this. Employees are employed by somebody. Yeah, they have not gone out there to take the risk of setting up a business. So as a business owner, when you set up your business, you're alone, because you make that sole decision. You have to make that decision to take the risk, to go out there in the world and find your own way, find your own income. And for me, that is a lonely place, but it's also an exciting place, because look, when we get into business, we're either driven by circumstance, i.e. you may have been made redundant. You just need to have change in your life because the job that you were in, it's just not for you, and it's draining you, it's sapping you of energy and all the things that actually you want to get out of life. But going forward and forging forward as a business owner, it's lonely in the sense that you have to do it alone to get things going, right? You have to make the decisions, move forward, set up the bank account, set up all the systems, the marketing, all that kind of stuff. But eventually, you may get help, you may employ people, but that's still, you are still the business owner. You have to make these decisions. You have to take the risks. And what I want to get to here is, when you're going through the process of growing your business, and let's say you're not quite hitting the mark where you want to be, it can compound the feeling of loneliness. And I can tell you from, past experiences, when you're in a relationship, whether you're married, you're not married, when you're not achieving what you want to achieve, and when you're not supported by the people around you, it can compound the loneliness. It can compound that feeling of like, am I really doing the thing that is right for me? It can compound the feeling of, perhaps I'm in the wrong game. Perhaps I shouldn't be a business owner. And the more that you go through these experiences of whether you haven't got people who support you, you're not hitting the mark or achieving the results that you want to achieve, you start to question yourself. And when you grow your business, these things don't go away, but you know how to deal with them more. But these things that happen to you, these moments of, let's say, questioning yourself and questioning your life and questioning why you're doing what you're doing, still happen at that higher level. But the thing is, you start to learn techniques and tactics, which is what I'm going to share with you in these 5 steps that I've got for you, of how you can combat this, how you can create structures in your life to actually keep you at a certain level, so you don't drop down to the old you, let's say, and you start from a higher place of the new you and the evolved you. So hopefully that makes sense, first of all. So in essence, we are alone as business owners. And if you want to look at it from a more spiritual sense, yes, we're not quite alone. We're connected to people, friends, family, and all that stuff. But at the same time, as a business owner, yes, you are. And I'll say that because there's many times where, look, you're in your business and you're speaking to yourself, and you're speaking to yourself about decisions, about things you've got to do, and you're not speaking to somebody else. I know this from experience. I know this from speaking to other business owners. I know when you go through challenging times, just even having coached some of the clients and the people that I've coached, there's many times that they go inwards, and what happens is they cut off communication with, for instance, their husband, their wife, They'll cut off or reduce communication with friends, family, people that they actually enjoy spending time with, not toxic people, but the people they enjoy spending time with or communicating with. They cut themselves off to clients or to other groups that they belong to, perhaps hobbies and stuff. And what happens is loneliness is a real big, it's a challenge for business owners, right? And this is why for me, it is a lonely place as a business owner, because even when you're successful, even when things are going right, you still go through these things. It's not like it just disappears. But as I said to you, I'm going to give you some steps now that you can use to change. Let me do this hand, the structures of where you are so you can move up to that next level. You and your actions and results. That's right. You know, yes, it's a lonely place. Thanks to Magdalena for sharing that. So let's move forward. Got another quote of inspiration, and then we're going to move into the steps. I used to think the worst thing in life was to end up all alone. It's not. The worst thing in life is to end up with people that make you feel alone. And that's from Robin Williams. So what's he talking about there? Famous actor Robin Williams. I think once you understand that actually, you know, it is a lonely place as a business owner, but yet you can do more. There's ways that you can change your life, and there's different structures you can implement. If you are around the wrong people, even when it feels like there are people around you and perhaps, oh, I'm not alone, but there's people around me. When you're around the wrong people, this is also another challenge. And so for me, before I even get into these 5 steps, what I wanted to kind of emphasize here is don't fill your life with the wrong people just to seem like you're not alone or you're not lonely. Don't feel like, you know, whether you need to go out there and get a husband, get a wife, get a girlfriend, get a boyfriend, just to fill your life to not be lonely. Don't feel like you need to go out there and get a business partner, yeah, just to not feel lonely. What I would say to you is you've got to be around the right people for the right reasons, because this is going to severely impact your life and business. And this is why I love this quote, because sometimes we feel like there's so many different people in my life, or I've got lots of people in my life, but yet I feel lonely. And that's usually because you've got the wrong people. You haven't got the people that kind of energize you, create the right type of experiences for you, fill you with joy, with happiness, with love. And these things, you know, in business, they often are not spoken about, especially in the UK, obviously, which is where I'm from. I'm not currently in the UK right now, I'm still in Poland. But the point I'm getting to is kind of UK society is kind of chin up, get on with it, right? Don't really talk about this side of business. But for me, this is the crucial part. This is the part that, you know, nobody ever tells you about. And yet this is the thing that can accelerate you to, you know, new levels of results, new levels of experiences, and your business to really go to a place that you dream of it going. So let's get into the steps that I've got for you. So overcome loneliness steps. So step 1, remember you. So focus on what makes you come alive. See, the thing is, when we're feeling lonely, usually it's because we're skipping the things or reducing the amount of things that make us feel, you know, alive or that we're passionate about. So for instance, let's say you're in business and like me, you don't really like doing the accounting side of your business. Maybe that's like sapping the energy out of your life. Yeah. And you're doing these things, or you get obsessed with the things that perhaps aren't enjoyable. And what happens is you start kind of withdrawing, but you pull away from the other things that you do enjoy doing in your life that make you come alive. Perhaps you've got into the hustle and grind mentality, and you stop doing a certain hobby, or you've stopped doing something that really kind of like energizes you, brings you to life. It's really what your life is about, kind of thing, in terms of enjoyment and joy. So perhaps you stop listening to music, you stop doing a certain hobby, you stop, you know, being around certain friends. But these are the things that actually you do enjoy. But what happens is, because you've lost who you are, you forget who you are, you stop doing the very things that you know are good for you. And so for me, you must remember who you are when you're in business, because you're the creator, the founder of your business, right? And so what can happen is you're in business and you kind of feel like the business is your life. And that it really happens a lot with business owners, because you're so obsessed with making this thing work, because it's either your baby or it's just this thing that, you know, once you've got it right, it's going to lead to the other things you want to achieve in your life. But the point, what I want to get to here is, you mustn't forget who you are in all of this. So that means you've still got to spend time with you. You've got to make sure that am I still doing the things for the right reason? Are we still headed in the right direction with our mission towards the vision for, you know, the right things that I want to see happen in my life, that I want to create in my life? And when you forget who you are, this is where you get caught up in around the wrong people. You get caught up with the wrong mission. You know, you might think it's leading you where you want to go, but it's not. And this is where lonely creeps in. So the big thing for me is remember who you are, remember what you love to have, remember what you want to experience more of, and do those freaking things. You know, actually do them, not just remember, but actually do them, you know, actually experience those things, because that's what is going to take you to the next level, because you're getting more experiences rather than filling your life with, I guess, the kind of the grinding, and I don't mean in a good way, I mean the grinding the gears type of way, the things that slow you down, experiences. And then it feels monotonous. It feels like, shit, me, I can't get off the conveyor belt. I'm on that hamster wheel, you know, and I've heard it many times, the 6-figure hamster wheel, where you can't get past a certain level, and therefore in your business you're kind of stuck with that glass ceiling. So for me, remember who you are. It's the most important thing. Remember what you enjoy doing. Make sure you schedule those things into your life, because honestly, that's what's going to change things for you and give you the chance to reconnect to your kind of creativity, your imagination, all of the things that allow you to be resourceful, and figure out things, you know, and have that passion and excitement for why you do what you do, and to have the impact that you are here for to grow your business. So number 2, find a community. So join a community of like-minded people. This is a big one, and I'm going to share a quick story on this one with find a community. In the coaching programs that I've run, right, and that I run, I have business owners who join them because not only do they want to get a result, but actually they put a bigger emphasis on, they want to be in the community. They want to pay to be on a program, to be around like-minded people. Now, I remember early in my coaching career as a marketing coach, this used to kind of boggle my brain. I would be going around the people who'd be in the group coaching calls, and I'd say, have you got any questions? And then I'd come across people who say, no, I'm just excited to be here. I love being around this energy and around these people. And for me, I'd be like, well, that's bizarre. But over the years, what I understood is that actually it's because people wanted to be around like-minded people. And that's why for me, step number 2 to overcome loneliness is do things that make you feel good. Yes, achieve the results that you want to go for. But actually, the more that you're around like-minded people, the more that you're around people who want to push to the next level, are willing to be honest, authentic, raw, and real about what's going on in their lives, the more you embody the kind of experiences that you want. And that's how you also counteract loneliness. And what I find is there's too many people trying to go it alone. And I'm coming back to this analogy of Superwoman or Superman. Like, you don't have to do it all alone in that sense. Like, you don't have to think, I'm going to figure it out all alone. I'm going to do it all alone. I'm not going to rely on this. I'm not going to rely on that. Look, the most successful businesses, even, you know, moderately successful, $250,000, $500,000, 1 million, 10 million, 50 million, you'll see they didn't do it alone. They got into different masterminds. They had mentors. They had coaches. But most of the time, you'll find that they found some type of community. And that's another step for you. What's number 3? Relationships. So step number 3, relationships, on how to overcome loneliness. Prioritize more of what and who you want to experience. And so what I'd say to you is, what I'm talking about here with relationships is, if you've got people in your life that don't serve you, you know that actually they're not good for you. You know what I'm talking about, because we've all got different people who perhaps, you know, they're toxic, or they're just not good. They just don't have the right effect on you. It could be emotionally, psychologically, whatever it is, right? Spend less time with them. They could be family members, yeah. Whoever it is, they could be really close to you. And so what I'd say to you is prioritize who you want in your life, yeah. And I'll be real with you. I'll be straight up with you. That might mean changing your husband or wife. And I'm not looking, look, I've got to add a disclaimer to this. Don't go for a divorce just because I've said that, or don't split up with somebody because I've said that. But I've been through that. I've been through somewhere where I wasn't compatible with the person who I was with, yeah. And the point that I want to get to here is, and I might be saying this like in a kind of joking fashion, but this is very serious and emotional. But you got to be real as well. Is that person supporting you? Is that person driving you, even when the shit hits the fan, even when you keep failing, even when you say to them, look, I know it's going to happen, but you are taking action? Be mindful of the relationships that you hold. And like I said, it could be your closest part, could be your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, right? review your relationships. And I say this because, look, you might be in business, yeah, but the biggest and most important thing is to live the life that you're here to live. Your business success will be driven by the success and the joy and the love that you find in your life. And if you haven't got that support, and if that person isn't pushing you, isn't willing to say, you know what, I know you're pushing, I know things aren't going right now, but I still believe in you, and you're equally putting the time in with them, you're also emotionally adding to the relationship bank account through spending time with them and also supporting them, that's where you win. And that's what you're looking for in relationships. You're looking for people who are your cheerleaders, the people who will hold you accountable. You know, even when you're messed up, even when you've not done well, but they say, you know what, go out there and make it happen. Go again. I'm here to support you. And I can share with you, for instance, like, you know, my grandma, my nan. So this is my father's mother. Like, she was a big champion early in my life. She'd always say, you know, how's things going in your business, Leon? And I'd be like, it's okay, Nan. And she would just say, you know what, just keep going, Leon. You know, and that's a cheerleader for me. And it might be just, you know, a person who doesn't really elaborate much, but you find you've got that connection with them, you've got that relationship with them, but they're the kind of person who propel you. And I've had different people, you know, and for me, you've got to look at who you choose to allow into your circles with the relationship, so that helps to push you forward. And I don't care who you are. Yeah. I don't care if you say, look, I can do this all alone, I don't need anybody, and you got a chip on your shoulder. Like, I'll be straight up with you. Fuck that. Like, that really is not going to take you to the next level. You have to look at who you want in your life, because that's going to be the circle that you connect with that will take you to the next level and overcome loneliness. So hopefully, guys, that makes sense what I'm sharing. What's tip number 4? Distractions and habits. Yeah. When you're feeling lonely, what can happen is you can distract yourself with bad habits. And what I want to add to this is just take control of them. And if you don't know how to combat bad habits, whatever they are, you know, we've all got different habits. It could be your bad habit could be spending time with the wrong people. That might be a bad habit. It could be food. It could be alcohol, cigarettes. It could be gaming. It could be Netflix. You know, it could be just things that, you know, actually you just spend a disproportionate amount of time doing, compared to actually allowing yourself to do some of the things that, you know, let's say they are downtime things where you can just chill out and not really have to think about either life or business or whatever, and it's just literally a downtime. That's okay. But when you have a disproportionate amount of time doing those things and you're thinking, why aren't I getting the results that I want? Why do I feel lonely? It may be just because you've overindulged in those activities. And so again, look at what your distractions are. And I've got a great tip for you. Look at the book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's available in print format or audiobook. And he gives you some great tips. And there's one strategy that he talks about called habit stacking, and he teaches you how to stack up good habits before you do the bad habits. And what it is, you're allowing yourself to actually, let me get some results, and then I'll reward myself with my bad habit. And eventually what happens is, the more that you get into the better habits that allow you to push forward to the good things and the results you want to achieve, the less you'll do those bad habits, and eventually you get to a point where you're replacing them with things that really do bring you alive, and you've changed your mentality around your approach to life and business. So check that one out. It's a big one. It's a game changer. And if you've got bad habits, look, all of us have got bad habits. Yeah, just don't lie to yourself. Don't say, oh, but I've got to do this, or I've got to do that, or it's important I do this, and you know it's a bad habit. Just be real with yourself, because the more honest you are with yourself, the more you'll get out of life, and the less lonely you'll feel, because you'll know that you're not just bullshitting yourself. You'll be taking the approach of, actually, look, it's my life. I can create it the way that I want it to, so long as I'm honest with myself. Yeah, and that's a great place to come from. So final step, guys. This one's a big one for me. I've had a lot of great success with this one, which is get a coach or a mentor. And what is it you're looking for here? When you get a coach or a mentor, you're looking at the blind spots that you can't see about yourself. So I'll share with you a quick example and just a few insights, because I remember when people would say to me, kind of like, how do I understand, how do I figure out my blind spots? And even when I'd ask myself, like, I'd be like, oh, I don't know what I'm really like not so good at, because you never really self-reflect, right? Most of us don't anyway. And what I'd say is that with a coach or a mentor, they're able to see your bad habits quickly. They're able to see your misbehaviors quickly, because what you'll find is that they're taking more of an objective view or approach to who you are and how you work with them. And because they can look at you objective without your own emotions getting in the way and justifying different things and different reasons and making excuses, they can actually help you to see the blind spots of your life. Les Brown, I love paraphrasing his quote where he says, if you're in the frame, you can't see the picture, meaning that when you're in the midst of everything that's going on in your life, you're in life. It's not like you're looking at it objectively. And a lot of the times you will have blind spots, and the blind spots are what are going to lead you to loneliness. Perhaps you can't see that you're in toxic relationships or bad relationships, or you've got the wrong team members, or you're not in a community and you think, I can do everything alone. I don't need to join a community, whether you go onto Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, or you're following people on, I don't know, Instagram or Clubhouse, the new social media app, whatever it is, right? And you think, oh, I'm just gonna, do it all alone. These are your blind spots. And so a coach or a mentor can help you to see these. You might be having the wrong relationships, and a coach or mentor might be able to simply say, you know what, I can see this is not actually having a great effect on you. Maybe you should act on it. They're not going to tell you what to do, but at least they raise it for you, so you can you can become aware like those things are actually going on, and that's not actually helping you. Distractions and bad habits, they might be helping you to monitor the results and the things that you're doing in your life, and you realize like, oh, actually it's not that good because I'm not actually taking enough action or the right action, and I'm distracted. So for me, getting a coach or mentor, whether you get a life coach, a business coach, or whatever coach, marketing coach, they will help you to see your blind spots. And one quick story. Now, whilst I'm a marketing coach, I was working with one of my clients, business owner, turns over like 300,000 euros a year. And we were working on some stuff. And what I realized is that whilst we were working on stuff, he was at the point where he wasn't carrying out certain actions that I was asking of him. And what was happening, he was getting busy with some other stuff. And I remember at the time, we'd worked together for a certain amount of time. And I said, you know what, like, there's something not right here. And so I called for a meeting. I said, look, on the next meeting, we're going to talk about why you do what you do, and for you to remind me of what your purpose is about. Because what I recognized is that he kept creating distractions. He kept creating opportunities that weren't opportunities, they were distractions. And at the time, he couldn't see it, because the opportunities we're talking like worth like over €1 million, different investments, different things. But what I realized is that these were distractions, because what they would do is pulling away from his true calling and create more debt. And it may seem for a lot of people like, well, it's investment, it's eventually going to pay for itself, but debt plus 4 to 5 years wasted of his life. And I remember having this coaching session, and it ended up being 2 separate coaching sessions, so we could finish off what we discovered on the first one, which was he was busying himself because he felt fear around pursuing the very thing that he knew he wanted to go for, but he just felt scared. And so what he did was create, over the course of a 12-month period, distractions that on paper looked amazing opportunities, but actually they were there to prevent him going for the very success and the very things that he wanted in his life. So this was not only he was in wrong relationships, speaking to different people from different businesses about these investment opportunities, but also there were distractions, bad habits. So that's my final story that I wanted to share with you guys, that a cultural mentor, good one, will help you to see those blind spots like I did for my client. And so, yeah, I'm a marketing coach, but look, I'm also a real human being, business owner, that knows that in order to be a success, your mind has to be in the game. It isn't just getting all the strategies and tactics around marketing. And so that's my final share with you. If you feel like, look, nobody gets me and I don't know where I'm going wrong, you just might need somebody who can hold you to a higher level of accountability, because they believe in you and they know that you can do better and you have great opportunities to come to you. so long as you pursue the very thing that you say you want to go for. And that's my final share with you guys. So hopefully you can take these 5 steps. If they've made sense to you, or you've got different tips or different strategies on how you tackle loneliness, I'd love for you to comment below this video, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube. I do prefer most people being on YouTube because you're notified, instantly, and plus you can get easy access to all my previously recorded content. Let me know what you think about what I've just shared with you. Does it make sense? Is this something that you can use in your life? Final quote I want to share with you. And this is a great way to look at loneliness as well, guys. A season of loneliness and isolation is when the caterpillar gets its wings. Remember that the next time you feel alone. Mandy Hale. What does that mean? Sometimes you are going to be in a place of loneliness, yeah, but it might be the very thing that you need to happen so that you can go through this catalyst of change to go to that next level as well, guys. So not all loneliness is bad, that I want to share with you, especially when you've tackled those 5 steps that I've shared with you today. If you just jumped onto the live, go back and watch from the beginning. I said at the beginning, this is an important topic. And do not underestimate the power of overcoming loneliness and the 5 steps I've shared with you today. Because quite often, as I said, our grind and hustle mentality and busy ourselves lifestyle will bullshit us out of the successes that are waiting for us. So, I just want to share that with you so that you do make change and you set the upcoming week up right. We're still in January, guys. You've got almost 11 months coming for you to still achieve what you want to achieve in 2021. And if you want a helping hand to go there, take your business to the next level, remember just to reach out to me, guys. So if you do want help, the easy way to do that is go to www.leonstreet.com/apply. Book yourself in for a marketing strategy call. And over 30 minutes, I'll help you put together the right strategy for you and your business to go to the next level. And I might even surprise you with some things that you don't even see as your blind spots, even on that call. Final things, if you've enjoyed the content, please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just go to www.leonstreet.com/YouTube, and you will be redirected to the YouTube channel and get all my amazing content, guys. Go do it. Go do yourself a favor. Go, instead of going on Netflix this morning, go to my YouTube channel. And I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy the content that's there. It will help you in your business. And I just want to say, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. It's always an honor and a privilege to deliver this content for you. As I said, I'm still in Poland and it's snowing outside. So I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. Hope you do too. Take care. Bye-bye.